Hello everyone, my name is Prakash and welcome to Snippet Nugget. In this video, I'm going to cover the topic of what are all the mistakes a beginner or a fresher level student commits during the technical interview. Over the years, I have taken more than 300 technical interviews. Most of them are real interviews where we actually recruit candidates based on their interview, and some of them are mock interviews. Okay. So I am associated with one of the startup in India, which helps a student to get prepared in the technical interview. So from there, I have certain experience on what all the mistakes a fresher or a beginner level candidate often commits. So I'm going to list down those mistakes, and also I will be providing how we can overcome them or what exactly we need to avoid. So let us start. Please be with me till the end of this video. Okay. And yes, so let us start. So first we need to understand what exactly is the interview. Okay. As per what I understand, interview is a discussion. Please note it's a discussion. Okay. It's a discussion between interviewer and interviewee. Most of the candidates feel like, interview is a process in which interviewer will ask some questions, maybe very difficult questions, and then interviewee or the candidate will have to answer one by one all of them, and this is the only way to ace the interview or get selected in the interview. But that's not entirely correct. It's a discussion where the interviewer basically judges or kind of make out how well you are prepared and how well you are able to think out of the box, or how well you are able to produce or create a solution of a problem given to you during the interview. Okay. So it is not about just asking question and giving the answer to them. So in an interview, you should keep yourself engaged in the discussion with the interviewer. You should not go silent for a long time in the interview. Also, interview is basically an exercise to find the right candidate or the candidate who fits the job post perfectly. Please note, I am using fitting, the word fit. We need a candidate who fits the job post. We are not here to find the best or the perfect candidate, or the candidate with the highest score, or the candidate who will perform best in the interview. We are here to find the candidate who will fit the job post perfectly. So fit the job post. Okay. And also please note, what does it mean by fitting the post? It means basically every post has certain budgets or certain designation, or maybe certain location or certain set of skills which is required for that post. So the interviewer tries to find that, okay, based on the package or the joining location, or the age of the candidate, or the knowledge or the skills of the candidate, which of the candidate will fit perfectly or will fit in the best possible way among the other candidates. Okay. Also, we need to understand the interviewer point of view. See, who is interviewer? Interviewer is just a person like you and me or anyone else. He is just in a position to find a candidate who is fit for the job post. Okay. He also has his own daily task. He also has his own deadline in the office or in the task. Okay. He also has a family. He also has to leave the office at a time. So just imagine his situation. He has an extra task in that day of taking an interview for you. Okay. So in such situation, please don't expect too much from him. Like, he will be too much energetic, or he will be very helpful or very generous toward you, that okay, he will go extra mile in order to get the answer very smoothly from you. No, it is not going to happen. It is just one of the tasks for him. It may be he may be not motivated to take that interview, or he may be under some very very tight deadlines, and in that he will have to he's just pulling out half an hour or just 45 minutes for you, and that's it. So please try to understand, it is you who have to engage this this whole task, who have to keep the whole things interesting and gripping during the whole process of interview. Okay, so understand the interviewer. Let us come to the third point. Most of the time in an interview, the interviewer asks you that introduce yourself, or could you please tell me something about yourself and all. I will tell you honestly that these are just the formality questions. These are just the question, because in an online interview, the interviewer will go through your resume or the CV during that time, or in the face-to-face interview, it is just to start the session as a warm up, so that you will start speaking something, and interviewer will also nod his head, okay, yeah, yes, okay, nice, very good, and all. Please don't take this question very very seriously, but at the same time don't take it very lightly. Why I am saying that don't take it seriously? Because I have seen that in many situations what happens, the candidate get too much excited with this question, and he has mugged up the perfect answer to it, and he starts as if like he's reciting a poem, or just delivering a speech, and he keep on explaining the irrelevant things, like the what type of projects he has done, and all those things. So keep it short. The introduction part, okay, introduce yourself part, keep it short, simple, okay, precise. So if interviewer finds something interesting or something in which he can go deeper, he will ask, but please keep it short. Don't spend too much time on it, because the interview time is very limited, and you have to make the best out of it, because it is fixed. So if you are taking lots of time and introduce yourself, you will be left with lesser time to solve your question, which is more important, right? Let us move to the next point. Use the right language. Okay, right language. When I'm saying right language, what does it mean is be polite, okay, and be very kind of follow some basic etiquettes, like sir, please, could you please, and all those things. I have found some students who act in a very funny way, like I very specifically and distinctly remember one female candidate who used to ask everything like sorry, sorry, like this. Like, it was so annoying at the time of interview. Like, whatever I used to say, maybe due to the network or whatever, she used to say sorry. Like, so please, it is not just the discussion or the talk going on between two friends or something like that. Please understand that interviewer is um, is having an authority to cancel or to accept or select the candidate. So take it seriously, be polite toward the candidate. Also, I have seen that with the most of Indian candidates, what happens is they use certain kind of language. For example, sir, I am passed out in the year 2015. See, passed out is having a totally different meaning. Passed out, it means you are too drunk and you are not in your senses, or like those kind of meaning it has. Okay, but in India we generally say that I have passed the class 5, class 10, and all this. So please correct those things. Instead you should use sir, I have graduated, or I, like graduation or graduated is a better word. Okay, This kind of usage of bad grammar or the wrong language, or and in not in a polite manner, this kind of things basically turns off the candidate, sorry, interviewer. Okay, let's go to the fifth point. Now we will come toward more technical part. So whenever you are explaining anything, please be precise and to the point toward the question. Okay, I have seen many candidates, they are too excited to explain that, okay, they have done some machine learning or data science or some very, very nice project involving robotics and something where they have used some very good concept and all, which is irrelevant to the interview. So they try to bring those point here and there in the interview, or maybe unnecessarily push it into the introduce yourself and all. So don't do that, because in an interview of, let us say, front end development, there is no point in describing how you have selected the factors or the input fields, dependent variables, independent variables in while building a model in the machine learning, blah blah blah, all those things. There is no point in explaining those things. Okay, so be precise and keep it to the point while explaining it, any of the question or any of the illustration. Okay, so also remember that during interview, what we need to take care. Now these are the important point. Make yourself look like you are a very good fit for the team, or you are a very good team player. So how you will do that? Engage in the discussion. Okay, so don't keep the interviewer wait for too long, or interviewer has just given you one question and you are going silent for, let us say, 5 or 10 minutes, and simply you are solving it, both of you are in mute. So such situation creates an unnecessary anxiety, or a bore kind of interviewer get bored and may start feeling like, what is this guy doing? And if you are not explaining and sharing your screen, then he may have certain lots of question in his mind that why he's using that, why he's using this algorithm and all those things. So instead, you just explain a little bit in every 30 second or 20 seconds. Sir, I'm doing this, I'm using this function, I'm trying in this approach. So in this way, what will happen, if you are, let us say, going in wrong direction, interviewer will correct you. So then you may say that, sir, I'm thinking in this way. Interviewer will understand basically what's going in your mind. So please engage, keep yourself engaged in the discussion. Also, if you have any doubt, okay, if you have any doubt in your mind during the discussion or during the interview, please keep it clarified as soon as possible. Because if you are going ahead with that same doubt, okay, what is happening? You are wasting your time, you are wasting interviewer time. So let us say you have spent 5 minutes of time solving a question which you have misunderstood. Now think what an embarrassment it will create, what a big waste of time and big waste of opportunity it is, right? So clear any doubts you have. Third is, be very clear with the basics. Okay, basics come first. So why I'm saying that, if you are coming for an interview, let us say for the front end development, then you should know at least what is document object model. Okay, how a website or a web page loads in a browser, how we use the browser's developer console. These are very basic questions which you must know while you are coming for the front end development interview. If you're coming for a data structures and algorithm, you must know that what is time complexity analysis, how we do it, time complexity analysis for some basic cases. In the same way, you should be comfortable with certain kinds of IDE or editor where you are going to write your code and execute it. Okay, you should not be simply coming up for an interview with an unprepared environment. For example, you do not have any IDE set up in your machine and you are sharing your screen. Obviously, interviewer will ask you to write some codes, right? So how you will show it to them? So this is about, you should be prepared with the basics and you should be prepared for an interview. Okay. Also, I have seen very funny thing actually. Okay, I have seen some candidates who came for data structures algorithm interview, and they are choosing MATLAB for writing the code for the, let us say, dynamic programming or something like that. I was totally surprised that how you can, like, why it is so difficult to use Java or C++ or Python for writing such code. Why you are using MATLAB for it? Similarly, I have seen in several situations, candidates says, "Sir, I am very good in JavaScript, sir. Can I use it for data structures algorithm questions?" You can use, but don't you think that there are no utility APIs or the functions provided for sorting or maybe reversing an array, or in JavaScript it is not there, but in Java or in C++, STL and all, it is very handy. So why you are using something which is abnormal for that situation? So the point I want to bring is, be normal, use normal tools. Okay, be normal. So next, I want to bring some very basic things, like you should not ask too many things with the interviewer. I have seen some candidates who simply bluntly say, "Sir, I am getting this syntax error. Can you please help me resolve it?" Now, if it is really some silly mistake in which you are getting caught, and I can see it very clearly, in that case, I may surely help you. But let us consider a situation that, and a candidate can code in Python, C, C++, Java, or any other programming languages. Are you thinking that interviewer is comfortable or familiar with and all this programming language, or all the different hundreds of ID available in the market? Not 100, but let's say 10, 15. So you should not ask interviewer instead that, "Sir, solve my doubt, or solve the issue I'm getting caught up into." This is not a good idea. Okay, so don't involve interviewer in problem solving actively. It is not his job. It's your job on which you are going to be judged. Okay, so let us move toward the next topic, which is closing of an interview, or what you should do during the interview. Okay, make yourself look like, okay, you are able to take some decisions. Okay, also you are able to follow some approach and come up with a solution. So make yourself look like basically a problem solver. You should not keep saying that, "Okay, sir, this cannot be solved by this cannot be solved by that." So here we are not discussing about with what approach it cannot be solved. The question is about how you can solve. Okay, so be a problem solver. Also, okay, the second good thing is, which I really appreciate into candidate, is bringing out some good or innovative way to solve the question. Okay, so for example, whenever I ask some question to the candidates, okay, I have an answer already in my mind that, okay, this is the answer, this is a way it should be solved. But in most of the time, the questions are simple, and with a simple Google search, you can easily find those questions. Okay, in all the platforms where a candidate generally goes for a preparation. Okay, so for the basic questions, if you know the answer, that, okay, this is the answer, as soon as you are listening the question, okay, this is how it will be solved, I know the solution. Try to provide some better way. Okay, try to provide some extra extra information while solving it. For example, you can solve the question in best possible way. Then you can say that, sir, I can also tell you how to derive the time complexity analysis. Sir, I can also tell you that during using the amortized time complexity, this will be the solution. Like, provide some extra things on top of the general solution. That is what I want to say. So that thing actually brings out you among the other candidates. Okay. Also, during the closure of interview, you should create a pleasant impression of yourself. How you will create it? So don't ask irrelevant things. I have seen candidates bluntly asking me, sir, what is your designation? There was one candidate I still remember. He asked me, sir, may I know, sir, what is your pay? I was like confused that should I like in what manner I should reflect on him, or what, and how you should how I should respond to that. So I simply said that it is not a platform to share salary and all, it is an interview. Okay. There were candidates who said that, sir, was my interview good? See, just after the interview, you should not ask these things like, was my interview good, or what is the feedback for my interview? Why? Because he will share the feedback with the manager or the recruiting panel. Okay. If you will ask him, what is the point? Like, if the interviewer is good, he will say that, okay, it was fine, I will share the feedback, that's it. He will not start telling you all the minor details about where you were not good, where you were very good and all, right? He will just be giving you one liner or one word answers. So why to ask such things which an interviewer would not be liking to share? In the same way, you should not ask quickly that, sir, uh, how I can improve myself. Come on, your interview has just been happened or just been concluded, and you are asking as if you have failed it terribly, that, sir, how I can improve myself. Okay. You should not ask all these things in a real interview. Okay. But let us say what we should ask then. So we should ask, like, some of the good question we should ask an interview is, sir, what is the kind of work in this team? Or, sir, are there multiple posts for the same same designation? Or, sir, when I can expect the result, or the when I can hear for the next round? Or, sir, what is the next process, sir? Can you please explain? So this kind of question actually tells that, okay, you are a genuine candidate and you are eager to know that, okay, what is the next process. So in this way, you can present yourself as a smart candidate, and not as a candidate who doesn't know what you are speaking. So let me just revise it one by one. Like, what is interview? It's a discussion. Similarly, you should understand the situation of the interviewer and be sympathetic, I would say, or be aware of the situation, or aware of the ethics of the interview. Okay. Third is, keep the introduce yourself answer short and simple. Don't dive very deep into it, or don't take it very seriously. Use the right language. Okay. Don't use very bad grammar, or be very impolite, or use some very uncultural word. Okay. Similarly, whatever answer you are providing, be precise with that. Don't make your answer as a loose end, so that lots of upcoming questions will come. Obvious upcoming question can come from those answers. Don't make the situation like that. But I would say one thing, that I have seen some candidates who knows that, okay, I'm giving this answer, and I know that, okay, following to this concept can be asked. So they deliberately insert those keywords or those concepts in their answer. So the interviewer will ask that, okay, so what is that? And the candidate is very well prepared beforehand, that on those concepts. So this is a smart way of driving the interview as per their knowledge. Okay. But it is hard and difficult to master this skill. But if you can do, it is very good actually. So last point was, that what we should do during the interview, like engage the interviewer during the discussion, clear any doubt if you have beforehand, and keep the basics of the interview well in place, and use normal tools and normal way of solving the problems. Okay, and don't involve interviewer in solving the problem, in solving basically your problem, or don't ask for solution from the interviewer during the interview. Okay, during the closure of the interview, show yourself as a problem solver. Don't ask irrelevant question at the closure of the interview. Okay, in the same way, present yourself as a very good candidate. Ask smart questions. So that is all I have for this video. Hope you had liked this video. If you like this video, please subscribe to this channel, and I keep sharing lots of interview related questions and their solutions in this channel. And thank you. Have a nice day.